Welcome back to the Daily English Talk. I'm your host, Liam.
And I'm Chloe. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: how the top 1% elite talk.
That's right, Chloe. We're not just talking about vocabulary, but also the subtle nuances that can make you sound more sophisticated, confident, and, dare I say, elite.
So, Liam, what's the first key to this elite way of speaking?
It all starts with clarity and precision. The elite tend to choose their words very carefully. They avoid vague language and filler words like or like.
Ah, the dreaded filler words. They really can detract from your message, can't they?
Absolutely. Instead of saying, I think it's like a good idea, an elite speaker might say, I believe this is a prudent course of action, or this proposal holds considerable merit.
Prudent course of action. That definitely sounds more formal and considered. So, it's about using more sophisticated vocabulary?
Not necessarily more complicated vocabulary, but more precise vocabulary. For example, instead of saying they're trying to fix the problem, they might say they are endeavoring to resolve the issue, or they are seeking a solution.
Endeavoring to resolve the issue. I can see how that sounds more authoritative. What else?
Tone and pace are crucial. Elite speakers often have a calm, measured pace. They don't rush their words, allowing each one to land with impact. Their tone is usually confident and assured, even when discussing complex topics.
So, it's not just what you say, but how you say it. A confident, steady delivery.
Exactly. Think about news anchors or seasoned public speakers. They rarely sound flustered. They project an aura of control and expertise. This comes from practice and a deep understanding of their subject matter.
And I imagine it also comes from confidence, which can be built by knowing you're using the right words and speaking clearly.
Precisely. Another key element is the use of what we call modal verbs and hedging language in a sophisticated way.
Modal verbs like could, should, would, and might.
Yes, but used to express possibility, suggestion, or polite assertion rather than uncertainty. For instance, instead of you have to do this, they might say, it would be beneficial if we could explore this option further, or one might consider that this approach could yield better results.
That's interesting. It softens the command but still conveys a strong suggestion. It sounds less demanding and more collaborative.
It does. And hedging language, when used strategically, can show you're considering all angles. Phrases like it seems, it appears, or there's a possibility can be used to introduce an idea without sounding overly dogmatic.
So, it's about being assertive, but also acknowledging complexity.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance. Now, let's talk about sentence structure. Elite speakers often employ more complex sentence structures, but they remain clear and easy to follow. They use subordinate clauses and connect ideas logically,
So, not just short, choppy sentences?
not exclusively. They can weave together multiple ideas into a single, well-formed sentence. For example, instead of saying, the report is bad, we need to change it, it's not working, they might say, given the report's deficiencies, it is imperative that we revise our strategy to ensure its efficacy.
Imperative that we revise our strategy to ensure its efficacy. Wow, that's a mouthful, but it flows and conveys a lot of information concisely.
It does. And it demonstrates a command of language. Another subtle but powerful tool is the use of rhetorical questions.
Rhetorical questions, like asking a question without expecting an answer?
Precisely. They can be used to engage the audience, prompt reflection, or subtly guide the conversation. For instance, wouldn't it be more effective if we approached this from a different perspective?
That's a great example. It makes the listener think, yes, it probably would be.
And it subtly suggests that the current perspective might not be the most effective. It's a way of influencing thought without being overly direct. Now, let's consider the art of storytelling. Even in professional settings, the ability to tell a compelling story is highly valued.
So, it's not just about facts and figures?
Not at all. Elite communicators can frame data and information within a narrative. They use anecdotes and examples to make their points more memorable and relatable. This often involves using vivid language and engaging imagery.
So, instead of just presenting statistics, they might say, imagine a scenario where, or let me share an experience that illustrates this point.
Exactly. It taps into emotion and makes the message resonate on a deeper level. And this leads us to active listening.
Active listening? That sounds more like a skill than a speaking technique.
It is, but it profoundly impacts how you're perceived. Elite communicators are excellent listeners. They don't just wait for their turn to speak, they truly absorb what others are saying. This allows them to respond thoughtfully and intelligently.
So, they ask clarifying questions and show genuine engagement.
Yes, they'll say things like, if I understand correctly, you're suggesting that, or could you elaborate on that point? This demonstrates respect and a genuine desire to understand.
That's a fantastic point. It shows they're not just focused on their own agenda, but are genuinely trying to collaborate and find the best solution.
Absolutely. And finally, let's touch upon nonverbal communication.
Ah, body language.
Indeed, eye contact, open posture, and controlled gestures all contribute to an impression of confidence and credibility. They avoid fidgeting or closed off body language.
So, standing tall, making eye contact, and using purposeful gestures.
Precisely. It's about projecting an image of self assurance and competence. Now, Chloe, we've covered quite a bit. To summarize, the elite way of talking involves
Clarity and precision in word choice, avoiding filler words.
a calm, measured pace and a confident, assured tone.
Strategic use of modal verbs and sophisticated hedging language.
More complex, yet clear, sentence structures.
The artful use of rhetorical questions.
Compelling storytelling and relatable anecdotes.
Active listening and thoughtful engagement with others.
And confident, controlled nonverbal communication.
So, it's not about being born into a certain class, but about cultivating these communication skills.
Exactly. It's about conscious effort, practice, and a commitment to clear, impactful communication. These are skills that anyone can develop.
That's incredibly encouraging, Liam. It means we can all work towards speaking with more confidence and sophistication.
Absolutely. It's a journey, not a destination. By focusing on these elements, you can significantly elevate your communication style.
Thank you, Liam, for breaking down this fascinating topic for us.
My pleasure, Chloe. And to our viewers, we encourage you to start practicing these techniques today. Pay attention to how you speak and how others communicate. The more you observe and practice, the more natural these skills will become.
We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What aspects of elite communication do you find most impressive?
And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Daily English Talk for more tips on improving your English.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep talking.
See you all soon.